Greetings, it's Intuitive Jakob, and I'm back to do a reading on love and relationships. It's going to be a 6-card reading with this spread that I'm going to explain, and we're breaking them down by tribe. So check your sun, your moon, your rising, and whatever delegations you prefer. We'll also be doing a Romance Angels card in addition to this spread with the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, and I might even pull out the Sibilas to take a look at weird things if they pop up during the reading and we want a little more information. The 6 cards that we'll be reading will go in this fashion. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. First card is going to be their story. So it's like what they're telling you or not telling you, what's going around. The second card is going to cover their thinking. So what they're really thinking about may or may not have anything to do with you. That's a good truth card there. Third card is their feelings. If you're looking to figure out how they're actually feeling about you in the deep down, this is the card that's going to tell it to us. Fourth is going to give us an idea of how they're acting, because some of them are walking a way that's different than the way they're talking and thinking, and that's a good way to figure out what's going on there. Number 5 is going to be outside influences. So who are their influencers? What's going on that's influencing the way they're behaving? And the 6th and final card is going to be what's happening over the fortnight, because it's like the book of things that happen in 2 sevens, you know, what the 7th sign is. It's that Z where we zipped up time into static reality, and boom, that's how they're going to be acting during that period of time. So I'll give it a 2 strong period. It could be the 2 weeks ahead of us that sort of flip-flop and intertangle, because that's really how free-flowing energy works and what a lot of people haven't been explaining to you. So hope you enjoy the readings. If you would like one with just your energy, hit me up at artoflove.me. I would love to take a look with just your personal information. And thank you for subscribing to this channel. I really appreciate those of you that hit me with a thumbs up and subscribe and leave a comment if you'd like. I always love to hear what you're saying and what's going on with your thought process in the readings. All right, we'll catch you on the inside of your reading. Hey, what's up, Scorpio? I've been doing a little energy hygiene here and getting ready to I'll show you your screen. I'm going to do something I don't always do. I'm just going to shuffle these Sibilas because I'm hearing about like some big ass decisions some of y'all are like trying to make, and just why you've been delaying and how useless it feels to some of you all that are in like moral conundrum crises, feeling like you can't make a decision during Mercury retrograde because of all of the dogma that goes into the dark lens particle matter that becomes what gravity never was, and this particle spinner that's actually our instant manifestation, and where law of attraction has not been kind to many of you because it's basically a fucking conjure. Things rise at the mutual tide when we are in soul versus contract. And this has been like the body of my explorations and my own journey. So many of these live through the death cycle, and some of you all really need to make your decisions and know that if it's something that you've been meditative over for a long period of time, that some of you all actually operate better during reclaim season, where it's like when things are claimed and when there's no redemption. And what it means to have knowing here and knowing that you're not a part of that dogma, that you know where your spirit is and your soul in this. So hearing that you needed to hear some confirmation from somebody who is going to caution like that, because it's good to know. And that's especially if it's relevant to something going on with your kids right now, or maybe your wife. This is like the mother of children. In some cases, this is like the single mom, or what you might be an expectation about regarding the kids. Because I'm hearing somebody, especially if you've been praying for something, this Gran Consolazione, this card right here, is somebody that has been like pooped, waiting for something. And it's like the dreams coming true card when it shows up like this. And so, you know, there's a very good match here on this energy, especially if this has been about whatever blew up. And I'm hearing for some of you all, this was like bad news about the baby's father, especially if you're the single mom. And what the disgrazia is, and I'm hearing, it's like, if that's what he needed to hear, I'm hearing some of you all have been like, how do I tell you what really happened? And somebody being really relieved. Let's see what else is here. So yeah, Lamante, this might be you sitting there. I'm just seeing some of you all just like staring at your phone, like, what do I do here? And I'm hearing some of you all have over-rehearsed yourselves for this, darling. Whatever it is that you need to say, especially if you've had this shakeup go on, is yours to say. And I'm hearing that if this is the person that's actually going to feel really relieved, it's like, go ahead and even screw up on how you say it. And I'm hearing for some of you, it's like ways that you maybe pronounce things that people make fun of you, or about like your grammar or whatever it is. And I'm hearing it's like, he is so not even going to give a shit. It's like, actually with this guy, I'm hearing he probably thinks it's like a relief that you do things like that because you're more real. And there's a lot of phony ass people. So take the right kind of shakeup right now, especially if you're dealing with some bullshit. Because I'm hearing some of you really needed to hear that, and you just need to go and do what you need to do. Especially if it's not like, oh, just being impulsive and reckless. It's like, if you had something that you've been meditating on for a long time, don't stop yourself from being in your honesty in a situation like that just because you think retrograde isn't good for that, because that's not really the case. A lot of times that's like where all the things that were up in the air out there were not under a magnet and a halo of protection where it's like, now you can see it more clearly. So take your time with what you have to do and just know you're being supported. I'm going to talk to you about the loving guiding energy that's here on this spirit board. I've been protecting your sigils here and making room for divine and sacred counterparts, because these are the boji stones. This is the couple, and they work much better than gravity does for natural attractions. And sip of tea. I'm also protecting the Hamsa. This is for the evil eye. And we're taking poisonous energy out of the readings, and I protect my own eye with the indigo gabbro. It's one of my favorite stones for balancing energies. It's great yoga in and of itself, and it's what the Mad Gas car did when Sagittarius realized that gas it up is actually on the other side of the coin that never got flipped, where we turn into anything but talking bitcoins that get to have perfect bodies now, and what the cosm might have looked like to protect a kiss. But I protect my vision with this, because some things I don't need to see for you to be able to get your messages and know that you were witnessed, and that I could get away with giving you your message and not having to see more than I need to, because it's enough. And that's why I have things like selenite here for myself. So why do we need to know Sag? I keep hearing Sag. Scorpio. I'm gonna shuffle these cards, and I might actually speed through some of this in the edit. See what was facing us. Right. That might be why I was hearing Sagittarius. We've got the Temperance showing up in reverse here, sort of like over the whole reading. And I'm hearing for some of you all, he's not even the one that was supposed to be there. And this might be somebody that's got like their sun and moon or their rising in Sagittarius. I'm hearing moon on something, and I'm hearing like bad token influences. And so you're going to know whether or not that's for you. I hear about tokens and finance and stuff a lot. I've been the lead investigator on the I Am Not Satoshi Nakamoto files and how to close Area 51, like that. About house notes and what I paid off in a credit default swap and why some of y'all shouldn't have all that credit card debt if you're really mine. It got proven and scrubbed and we're locking them in the chomp. But I'm hearing some of y'all have been dealing with the same dude and he ain't good. And if he was going around claiming he was some kind of messiah or something like that, he just made a mess out of the angel ascension that arose from inside, and it doesn't get to go any further. For others of y'all, I'm hearing you're dealing with somebody that had like ex-narcotics or ex-something. Maybe it was narcolepsy, but I'm hearing about somebody that was like having some substance challenges and like who got left behind, and I don't know, maybe you were with them for 6 years or something, but that's like a card there of people from the past, and you might have a child with that person too. But anyway, a lot of cards showing up here for you. I feel like you all really need to be gentle with yourself right now, especially if you need to speak up about something. That's what I'm hearing. And let's see what's been going on with this person's story, because actually I'm going to go ahead and turn them all, and this is the story that we're going to look at first, but I'll walk you through them a little bit. The diagram here behind me will tell you. First card's story, second card is their thinking, third card is how they're feeling, fourth card is how they're acting, fifth is the influences around them, and then this last one is kind of like what's happening over the fortnight, over this too strong period of time. All right. So, what he's really thinking, or excuse me, what he's really experiencing, what his story is right now. Four of Swords, upright. What he's really thinking. Page of Cups, upright. How he really feels about you deep down. The Lovers, upright. How he is acting. Nine of Rods, upright. What are his outside influences? I'm seeing his. I'm hearing a lot of he's here, but these could work different ways. Know your own genders, please. So she, he, they, other. Their outside influences. Six of Swords. And last one, what's going to be happening? Got Three of Pentacles reversed. And I heard pending, pending, pending. Don't get discouraged by that. Some of you don't need to get discouraged by that. I'm hearing this is pending your information for some of y'all, and you need to know that if that Sibila reading that I did to start this resonated to you about your truth or whatever it is that you've been like, I've been making this decision and timing and whatever, that's why this one's pending. Coming back to that. All right, so current situation, like what's going on with this? Your person is recovering, I'm hearing. Some of you all, it's like substances, and for some others, I'm hearing it's just like some kind of respite that they needed. They might have lost somebody too recently, because I'm hearing if it's not their family member, it's like they're helping put somebody down to rest is what I'm hearing. So I don't know, but I'm seeing somebody taking some downtime here, and I'm hearing for some of you all, you know this person is just like meditative AF, that they're just like constantly in meditation, you know? Like some of us are, like personally me, I relate to this, and I can talk to you about this as an air tribe person, because this person, if this person is actually also an air sign, like Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I'm hearing a lot of Gemini though, because we've got this Gemini card showing up here too, but it could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. For me, I show up like this when I'm like meditating and praying, actually doing house chores, because it's like I'm always like in my 5D space. And so I'm hearing some of you all need to know that that's actually just how they live. It's like that this person might be like that. And so, but for some of you, it's like you don't know what they've been having to do. I'm hearing somebody like crossed over is what they're saying, and it's like they got asked to perform something, and if they haven't, it's happening over this fortnight. They might find out that somebody wants them at a funeral, or like some place where they can talk about somebody who passed away or is passing away. I'm also hearing they're saying the Undertaker, so I don't know, maybe that's just like a joke, but I'm hearing this person like literally might be an undertaker, might be like doing things, and they might be recovering too. I'm hearing he might like have like a weird thing going on with his back or shoulder, because it's like he's like either a pallbearer or he's like moving bodies or something. But a lot of different things showing up in these depending on who you are, Scorpio. If you want one of these with just your energy, hit me up at artoflove.me. I can do these and even get really weird specific if you need. But I'm trying to keep a little bit of a general appeal here. I just want to answer some questions if I'm hearing some unique storylines that might help any of you. Okay, so that's what's going on with them. Whatever it is, it's like they're listening like 4 times as much as they're speaking is what I'm hearing. It's like they just are being fed information some way that sometimes they just have to cut it out. But I'm hearing this person here might be very busy. As far as what they're thinking, because they might not be acting this way at all, and just keep that in mind, because a lot of times people have to keep things to themselves for different reasons, especially if they're sensitive. And this person here has got the Page of Cups on their mind, and so I'm hearing for some of you, you might not realize that they've got children just because you've never seen them in that mode. And I was getting a similar message. So I'm picking my nails here. I got ashes under there from doing the work and tapping. But I'm hearing that it's like, it might be something that comes up kind of like that, where they make a mention of a detail, and then it's like, and something my kid, and you'd be like, oh, I didn't know you had a kid, and it's just something innocuous like, oh, that's how that got on my tie today, or whatever. But you might not realize that that's all they've been doing, and maybe why they seem like they're in timeout mode, especially if you didn't know them too well. They have a kid. I'm hearing it's like, and maybe something like toddler age too, where it's like busy all the time, and you just don't hear about it because that's not how he acts, you know? But for others of you, it's like he's coming out of some kind of recovery. I'm hearing he might have recently moved, or it's like trying to get a job or figuring out some kind of job employment thing, and has been making some serious decisions. And if he's making them, the way I'm seeing it here, it's like he's invested big time. He's all in. He's like ready to even go a distance. I see him making strong efforts, actually, and he doesn't have to be a Gemini, of course, but sometimes he might be with, you know, the Lovers showing up here. Sometimes a Gemini card here, but this actual position here is how they're feeling about you. This is the deep down. So making decisions, that's definitely romantic, you know, and that's a deep down. So some of you maybe don't even realize that for somebody like that, especially if they don't have like any Sagittarius in their chart, because this is like different message coming through with Sagittarius here, and I'll go there in a minute, because that one's, be careful. If this person has like no major Sagittarius in the chart, it's not like their sun or their moon or their rising, I'm seeing them like being kind of almost like emotionally feeling like they need to control themselves a lot. just to be able to have a level footing. And it might have something to do with you. And if that's the case, it's like they're coming out of something that they're recovering from, and this is like a new start is what they're showing me. And it's like one of those things where you're gonna have good chemistry, but it's gonna be like cute. I see it being like puppy love, like you like the eyes and just you have like that kind of thing together, and it's like kind of weird, maybe a little geeky, but you know, and sweet, because that's sort of like puppy dog, and that's like being surprised. And also wanting to communicate. That one's kind of eager to communicate. And, you know, when you see this temperance, this is somebody that's kind of like, sometimes kind of lost some control a little bit. And they're upside down. Because when they're right side up, they got it going on. They're like doing some kind of balancing act here and really serious magic that they just are being. That they're not having to do. They're just being it. They're like levitating. Or it's like the light is like helping them have gravity. They're barely touching the ground, and tiny little toes in the water there. They're galvanizing things, and the wings aren't even moving, but everything is lit up, right? And this way it's like, because like all of the energy is there, and it's just like, so sometimes people are either spaz or just not on the balance and not making good use of that energy, depending on how this is working out. So that's the one I want to talk to now, because if this is Sagittarius, like this, yay, baby, it's beautiful. Saying it like this, and that is just an ill-dignified nasty, know what you can do, you got all your talents, and you're the kind that would like take a shot and shoot a baby in the head just to make a point. And so I have like some serious King Herod tactics about this, because toxic energies around that, if that's the case, where especially, okay, here's the one where you found out third party situation, right? Maybe you don't know yet. Definitely created or with intent to create children. I'm hearing it's just to get back at somebody. It's like that kind of deviousness. And I'm hearing in this situation, it's like deep down how they're feeling, it's like knowing what they can get away with this lover's swing if this is a Gemini, because this is somebody that is like all out bent evil, where it's like their perfect energy match and they know what they can do, and it's like, you know, they're showing up like nothing's happening here because they know how to block communications and like put up a front, because that's like, I'm hearing it's like a vampire move where this isn't even the guy here. He's like hiding in the sarcophagus somewhere, and he's like, no, you can't even see my face. And I'm like, plotting. And I'm hearing some of y'all will know that, because it's like they're going around like just stacked is what I'm hearing. And I'm hearing this defenseless thing is kind of like an act. And so some of y'all have been dealing with somebody who you're going to find out that the best thing that you did was watch them walk away, especially if that's what this is, because this is an action card here. This is like how they're actually being around things. And this is somebody that's, you know, pushing the past away and moving on to something else. And there's just a lot of Gemini influence on this. See, this could be air people again. You know, it could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But, you know, we got a 6 here too. And then I got the Gemini card. And so I'm just hearing that if this is a situation where the person is strong in Gemini and maybe like Sagittarius somewhere, they got like a lot of fire in their chart, and maybe have some kind of like disappearing act that they know how to do where everybody thinks they're like all pious, you know, and they can get away with it. It's harpoon moves, and I'm hearing for some of you all, it's like what you're going to realize is that you dodged a serious freaking life crisis, especially if you didn't get into a deep relationship with this person. If you did get into a deep relationship with this person, I'm hearing it's like the third party unwanted action. It's a weird thing. I'm hearing for somebody, it's like it's been about trying to prove that he's not the dad of the baby so that you can just get away from him. And I'm hearing for some of you all, that's what you need to know is going to happen. That this 3 right here being upside down is like going to be a relief, because I'm hearing that like real specific with that Gemini Sag, that it's like if there was a question of how things go forward after you separate and you're just like, oh my God, if I can prove that you're not the father, then I have nothing to do with you forever, thank heaven. And I'm hearing that that's why this is upside down, because you're going to find out not the dad, which is going to be really a relief. God, that's very specific for somebody. I hope that's like not even one of you, because that's sucky, but I'm hearing that it will be less sucky being able to prove that he had nothing to do with the paternity on that child and getting that poison out of there. Wow. Incense went out. I've got some sage and cedar here. I'm gonna like that. Make sure we get some good energy on this, because that went out. And yeah, it's some intense messages there. I am getting some better messages for the New Start people, in the situation where we're seeing somebody that's been in recovery is what I'm hearing about this. I'm hearing that this is their story. They've been like laying low, and I'm hearing it might be like even 4 years that they had a rough time. This 9 here I'm hearing might be like 9 years of hell for somebody that's been going on that like you might not even know about, that what they've been having to go through. And I'm hearing if that's the case, it's because like how they show up and everything, it's like they show up like somebody that's like bright, intelligent, and I hear they might look a lot like younger than people think they are. And so it's like people don't always like understand what somebody has gone through if they've taken some time off after having a really long time of shit and then having to kind of put themselves together. Because I'm hearing for some of you all, it's like this person is really starting to feel better. They're feeling a lot better, and the biggest caution here with them is like their exuberance and maybe having like, I'm hearing like injuries. Like this person's kind of like up like this a little bit. I'm hearing they might have like some kind of injury, and it might make it difficult for them to travel and stuff, and that like that might be what makes them feel unsettled, because I'm hearing that they're really very gifted, very balanced, very wonderful, very lovely. They might have some kind of healing talents, but I'm hearing for some of y'all that it's just a pending situation why it's showing up like that with them. But for some of them, it's really because of whatever this injury is, and that they're feeling better, but you know, that kind of energy might slow them down in some of the things that they were doing. And I'm hearing it, I don't know if they like travel for work or something, but they might have recently had to move, and I'm hearing it might have been a really big decision. But with regard to you, if that's how they're really feeling deep down inside, this is somebody that I'm seeing that even if they're feeling impaired and putting up a good front and being somewhat maybe guarded or defensive, it's like they show up with the outside influences that prove that they're willing to do those things or make those journeys. And so I'm hearing they might even be asked to go somewhere. And so you're going to have to know about this, but I'm seeing like 2 other people with them here. If that's not them, this could just be significant of having support and whatever it is that they're doing. But I'm hearing that communication is definitely something that's affecting how they're responding right now. And for some of you, it's not having had the communication from you. If you've been waiting to make a message or something. But I'm hearing for some of y'all, what you need to know is that it's like they're being asked to do something, and it's like it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, but I'm hearing for somebody it's like being asked to go on a trip by whoever this is. I'm like literally seeing them like taking a phone call or like responding to a message and being like, hi, we lost somebody, or I really need to have you here with me. And they might have like some other family or other people that are calling on them at the same time to be there for them, to be present. And so I'm hearing for some of you, it's like this pending here, this 3 of Pentacles, might be you finding out that there's some kind of third-party situation, whether or not it's romantic. But I'm hearing for some of you, you don't know what the relationship is there with that other person that might be calling on them, and kind of finding out that maybe they're connected in some way. And it could be a third-party triangulation there if that person is somebody that is of romantic interest progressing. So definitely possible here. You're going to have to know your stories. Hit me up, artoflove.me, if you would like your own personal reading, just for private energy. But I'm going to go ahead and pull you a Romance Angels Oracle card, just to see if we can get a little more information here for you, Scorpio. For yourself, it's time to take back control of your life. Yeah, I'm hearing that with some pretty good urgency for some of you, actually. I'm hearing that it's like, especially if there's a situation you need to have that you can bring into like its highest order because everything is there and it just hasn't been unblocked. This is a great card to see, because this is the most magical of creatures that's like figuring out what it can really do. It's not like stuck on a carousel somewhere. That's a dinky ass gate. This is a magical creature. It doesn't need to be tied up to that tree or that pole or whatever may be there. And I like it for you. I think that's helpful, and I think there's definitely some urgency there if you think that you need to send a message, or if you find out that somebody needs to be fired from your life because of some weird romantic thing that may have happened with somebody that did it just to hurt you. Because I'm hearing in some cases that's what has been going on with this, and it's like realizing somebody was even like taking trips or having somebody come into town all the time, that it's just good to free yourself. And for those of you that are maybe finding out that somebody that you're interested in that you haven't reached out to has other opportunities, it's definitely a good time to at least, send a message and let them know that you care, because it's time to take back control of your life, Scorpio. Hope it helped. Let me know. I love your Scorpio. Thank you for being here. Hit me up at artoflove.me if you would like me to do a personal with just your information. If I don't hear from you, take care. God bless. And we'll catch you again when we're back for another one. Bye for now. Let's see here. Cut the end.
Promise that you'll catch me.